Welcome to Comfort Zone, a podcast all about pushing your hosts,
Right.
outside of their comfort zone. I'm Christopher Lawley, and each week I am joined by two incredible co-hosts. As always, I am joined and returning by Matt Birchler. Matt, how are you doing?
Chris, you really stole my thunder here. I was prepared. I've been bringing drinks ever since the Diet Dr. Pepper seemed to really light you up. To see another person drinking it, I brought what I thought would be the silliest thing on camera: the Olipop SpongeBob collaboration that is truly bizarre and actually kind of delicious. But I am not the most ridiculous thing on screen right now.
I have no idea what you're referring to. We are also joined by Niléane. Obviously, Matt must be referring to Niléane. Niléane, what is the ridiculous thing on screen
Okay,
that you're doing? Clearly,
we are a podcast, so we need to describe it at some point. Chris is wearing a bean, also known as the Vision Pro. Yeah,
It does
on
look
his
like the
eyes.
Chicago bean. It does
Yeah, it's
kind
a
of like an
bean.
inverse.
I've been saying it since day one. It's a bean.
I'm just over here living in the future. I'm podcasted in Vision OS. I'm
What's your commitment level? How long is this thing staying on your head?
the whole episode.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna do it the whole episode. This thing's gonna stay on my head. I
Can
got my
you-
windows open. You guys are up here. I can see you up here. I can see my notes over here. I can see messages over here. I got my calendar over there. We just scheduled Cozy Zone. Like, I got things happening around here. Like,
Could you just enable the eyesight thing so we can see your eyes?
the eyesight thing enables automatically when it
Yeah.
senses another person in the room.
Oh.
And since it doesn't see anyone else in the room, I can't enable that. So you're just going to get a
Oh.
black thing in front of me. I wish I could. I really wish there was a toggle to like enable eyesight, but there is not.
Yep, I've noticed that as well. If you like look at yourself in a mirror, they will show up. But yeah, on a computer screen, they often don't.
Yeah, it doesn't show up if like I like flip my webcam around or something like that either. Like it doesn't. Yeah. So, So I'm podcasting in the future, but we'll save this for my topic. But for right now, we got some tiny topics. Niléane, what do you got for us?
Okay, 2 weeks ago, we had a challenge. Get me to buy. What was the challenge? You had to compete to sell me on an IKEA accessory. Both of you recommended something very useless, each in different ways.
Mine was great. I was led down by
Both in different
measurements
ways.
and physics.
Like yours was a monitor shelf kind of thing that I just don't see having on my desk. And Matt picked a USB-C lamp priced at €1.49. And that won. So I've got it. And I could have talked about it last week, but Matt was not here. So now that you're here, Matt, you can see what it's like. And so here's an express review of the IKEA €1.49
It looks
USB-C
great.
lamp. It's the worst thing I've ever held.
No.
Like it's rubbery. It feels disgusting in the like a silicone case that's gone bad. This is what it feels like.
That's not good.
Okay.
Otherwise, yeah, it's got a USB-C, and here it's very thin. Like in terms of width, I don't know. But yeah, you can bend it all sorts of ways. You can make a nest if you want, like this. You can make
Okay. I mean, that's a
make it
nice feature.
serpentine here. I was even like fidgeting with it all week because it's been on
Ooh,
my desk,
okay.
not doing anything. Anyway, you can, yeah. And when it's plugged in, you press on the lamp part to turn it on and off. It's a button.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
okay.
That's innovative.
Yeah.
Can't
Okay.
innovate anymore. My
IKEA cane. Yeah.
right.
So I need to hide my notifications for this. I have something to make you guess. Here's my iPhone 16 Pro, sorry. And it's got a USB-C port, obviously. So
Perfect
will
for
you
lighting.
guess, will it turn on if I plug in the USB-C lamp into the iPhone's port?
Oh, I don't like that you're making it a quiz.
I do. I think yes, because I believe it does power. The USB-C port on the Pros does power delivery.
I think yes, but I think you're going to use this as evidence about how bad the product is.
Okay, let's do it. Let's see what happens. I'm
Okay,
plugging it
she's
in.
plugging it in.
Nothing's happened. Oh, it
And
lights
it's
there is
on.
light. There is light.
So dumb.
So now you have a flashlight on your phone.
So
Finally.
you know old school phones, like where
Sure.
they have two parts, the earpiece and the microphone part. So you can
Mhm.
do that with this lamp, except it's instead of the microphone, you have a lamp inside pointing at your mouth. So you can, yeah, see?
You
Yeah.
really just highlight. Wow, that's some dramatic lighting right there.
Yeah.
That's
This is nice.
Look, if I'm going to commit to the Vision Pro for this episode, I think you should commit to that lighting for this episode.
I will try to blind you now because you deserve it. There you go.
You can't blind me. I'm a Vision Pro. The nits are controlled.
Okay.
The nits are
And that's
controlled.
it. Yeah, you just press on it to turn it on and
Okay.
off.
So listen, for $1.49 or $1.49, you could do worse.
That's true, I guess.
Could have done
It
better.
arrived fully scuffed. I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but a little bit. Fully scuffed. It arrived in the box. By the way, speaking of IKEA delivery, like shipping stuff from IKEA is the worst. I had to order a bunch of other things because you need a minimum amount of things to buy before they allow you to have it delivered to your place. So I ordered a bunch of other things you don't want to know, and basically just like 5 small items I bought along with this to get it delivered. It arrived in a huge box, like up to my hips kind of box. I opened the cardboard box and there's just 5 small items floating around in there. It was and I think Chris said in our group chat that somebody at the warehouse just picked up the cardboard box that was closest to them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, IKEA does not want to ship you anything. They really want you to
They
come in.
really don't like it.
They really do not. Like, I think I told this story, but like my very first apartment was totally IKEA furnished, and it was a really weird shipping process.
Yeah. So
Well, I'm
that's
glad
it.
you love it.
This is the conclusion indeed. Yeah.
Well, what are you gonna do with it now? Does it go in the garbage? Does it stick around? Do you kind of actually like it, and you don't
maybe
want to
it
admit
stays on the desk because I can just fidget with it and
Yeah, it's a little fidget toy.
bend it all day long.
Cheaper than a fidget spinner.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well-
I don't know.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's great.
I don't even know. Niléane's just twisting it for audio listeners.
Yes. I'm just twisting it.
I got something for you guys.
Yeah.
Apple, they're on the grid. Woo! They're going to be on the grid next year and for the next 5 years. You excited?
What does that mean? They have
They're-
electricity now?
They are the official exclusive Formula One broadcaster in the United States.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
official. So what it sounds like is if you, and it's a little weird the way they worded it in the press release. So I'm kind of curious if more information will come out. I haven't really dug into it, but if you have an Apple TV subscription, you are going to get Formula One TV for free on top of it. So Matt, what you and I pay for already,
Oh.
I think you and I will basically just end up saving money because we both have Apple TV Plus, or I'm sorry, Apple TV, because it's been rebranded.
Yeah.
And
Chris.
so we'll just get that. But then like if you don't have Apple TV, you can. It sounds like you can pay for like just Formula One and like, but some races will just be free for everyone. I don't really know how this is going to work out. I think it's literally you subscribe to Apple TV and you get Formula One with that. So ultimately, I think you and I, Matt, are going to be saving some money.
Okay. That That could work. I was worried it was going to go away and they were going to do like Apple's thing entirely.
No, I think they're literally just going to be using F1 TV, which makes sense. And I think that's probably the best way to go about it because F1 TV is really good. They have really good presenters. They don't use Danica Patrick, who is
They did briefly.
wow,
and
if
then
you
no.
want to
Yeah.
listen to some wild opinions.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about this because one, it'll save me money. Two, it'll probably be inside the Apple TV app, which means for the first time ever, you will have a really easy way of watching Formula One stuff on Vision Pro. And when Vision Pro came out, there was a couple of apps running around Test Flight that were like kind of hooking into F1 TV, and I watched a Formula One race. I watched a qualifying thing, and I think it was like, it was one of those street circuits where the walls were really close, and it felt like you were doing the trench run in an X-Wing. Like, it was really cool. So I'm kind of excited to watch a whole thing on Vision Pro.
Okay. Well, all I will say is that F1 TV is the absolute best sports streaming service in the world, and if they screw it up, I will be very upset.
Yeah, I really hope Apple doesn't screw it up. I hope they keep all like the multiple feeds and all that stuff to where you can like jump in a car and stuff like that. But it says they said they're committing to showing all of the practices, all of the sprints, all of the qualifyings, and all the races. So
All right.
it sounds like everything that's on F1 TV already, like will just be on the Apple TV stuff now. So
Historic races? What? Oh boy. Okay. I'm cautiously optimistic.
yeah. This week on Cozy Zone.
Hey, Editor Chris here. So I totally screwed up when talking about what we did on Cozy Zone this week, and I talked about a future episode. Instead, what we actually did was we talked about our top 3 things in our travel bags. And unsurprisingly, we all have very different approaches to very similar problems. So yeah, go check it out. That's Cozy Zone this week.
Niléane, you had something you wanted to mention about Cozy Zone, right?
Right. We want to do something special for a future episode of Cozy Zone. We will roast your setups. You people listening to us, subscribing to Cozy Zone, you can send us your desk setups. We will select one each. Let's do that. Does that sound good?
Yeah, we
as
can
many
do
as we
that.
want. Yeah.
Maybe we can shuffle through them. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll set a time limit and we'll try and do as many as possible.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah.
Let's do that. And to do that, you can send us your desk setups however you want. Maybe use the feedback form if you can.
I don't think you could submit images that way. So
Yeah.
the best way would probably be to send us
that's true.
them on Mastodon or Blue Sky.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So do Mastodon or Blue Sky.
Links in the description. Yeah.
Yeah, links in the description. Maybe we'll put an email address in there as well. There'll be stuff in the description to where you can send us all that. We should have thought that through ahead of time, but we did not. So
No.
classic
Mastodon and
comfort
Blue
zone.
Sky, you can do DMs. Send us DMs. And
Oh, okay, yeah.
I can see those.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
All right. You guys ready to get in the main show?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Matt, we missed you last week.
Sorry to
Oh,
interrupt, Chris. You
Yeah.
look dumb. Yeah, you can move on. I just needed to say this out loud because I just cannot take you seriously right now.
That's so hurtful.
If all of us were wearing it, none of us would look dumb.
You have a bean on your head. What do you mean? It's hurtful.
I look like Cyclops from the X-Men. To me, my X-Men.
Nobody stop him. Let him go.
All right, let's get into the main show. I have no idea if that's staying in the edit or not. Matt, we missed you last week, so you need to make up for it. What do you have that is going to blow our socks off?
Okay. Well, I would like to welcome you to the new, potentially only once ever annual Matt's Mega 2025 smartphone review segment, where I review, in brief, all, and I have them here, 6 smartphones that I reviewed this year.
Okay.
We have the iPhone 17 Pro. We have the iPhone Air.
Chris
We
is
have.
just looking at the ceiling.
a phone that I broke in half. The Motorola Razr. I have the iPhone 16e. I have the Google Pixel 10, and I have the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. Can I raise it higher? Chris, how high do you have to look to see all these?
I'm just looking up. You guys are right above my camera. I have it. I don't want to block my camera because in case my screen shuts off, I need to turn it back on. But I don't know what's so funny. I'm just here podcasting. I'm a professional. I'm just here podcasting with a Vision Pro on my face.
This is totally normal.
Sorry, I'm calm now. Okay. Yeah.
You're breaking Niléane. Okay. So what I've decided to do is to do a rapid fire review of these phones, ranking them from my least favorite of the year as we tick up to my favorite phone of 2025. Now, the first phone, the last place phone number 6, is 6 in part because it is my least favorite of the phones, but it is also because it didn't come out in 2025. It came out in 2023, but it was 75% off at Best Buy. So that is the Samsung, or not the Samsung, the Motorola Razr Plus from 2023, which is a flip style folding phone. So it goes from small to normal size phone. It's cool. It's objectively cool to like see a screen just like fold in half and be totally fine. The small screen is kind of cool. Let's talk about what else is cool. The cameras. Oh, with a folding phone, whenever we get an Apple folding phone, the coolest thing will be you get the best cameras for selfies and you can see yourself while you're using them. Great. It'll be good for...
Well, that's only if we get a flip phone, not a folding phone.
And a folding phone.
Because the cameras would still be on the back, though.
There's
a screen on the back.
I guess, yeah, it depends. Well, dang. But on this phone, you get the best cameras for the selfies, and you can see the screen. How do they do that? We'll see how they do it. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. Being able to kind of like place it on the ground and have it folded in half and like watch a YouTube video is kind of cool. But that's really where the coolness ends. I think Motorola's software is so boring and feels like a boring Android skin from 10 years ago. And I don't like this like super tall. We'll get to the Air next, where it's like a kind of a wide phone. This is a very thin phone once it's unlocked or once it's opened. And it's just like really hard to reach the top of the screen with any reasonable stretch. And then this outer screen is basically useless. It's basically like having an Apple Watch, which is fine, but you can't do much. So this is my least favorite phone of the year. Phone number 5, unexpectedly, is the Pixel 10. I thought I would love this phone. I'm a Pixel guy. I was a Pixel guy. But I don't love this phone. What's cool? This is my favorite phone color of the year. This blue.
How dare you, sir? How dare you? Cosmic orange is the only correct color for best color of phone of the year.
I do love this blue.
This blue looks great. I think it's similar to the iPhone 16 blue that existed.
It's similar to my...
I'm covering my eyes, but I can still see it.
It's similar to my case.
It is. Yeah. So it's a great color. Great color.
Yeah.
I love the camera bar. I love that it has 3 cameras. This is the baseline Pixel. It has 3 cameras at half the price of a phone. Well, not half the price. It's like $800. But regardless,
it's like
nice.
Chris took mushrooms or something.
Yeah, Chris is in a different reality.
I'm living my best life. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I had a donut this morning. I'm
jealous. But on the downside, this does not use a Snapdragon processor. It uses Google's own Tensor whatever chip.
G10?
Yeah, something like that. But it is actively bad. The phone gets warm, like iPhone 16, iPhone 15 style warm all the time. The screen refresh rate, it's a variable rate refresh rate display, 120 hertz up to. But very often scrolling goes down to 60 hertz, which is super annoying because that's like the main thing you want to be at a high refresh rate. And I think it's just the processor can't keep up. And yeah, it's just very, very slow. I think when I talked about this briefly on the show before, this is like a 5-generation-old iPhone in terms of performance. Like, it's crazy. It's okay. You could survive. I'm sure a lot of people will be fine with it. But like, if you buy a phone that you want to use for years, I don't like having one that's like already slow compared to like several-year-old phones already. So that's Pixel 10 in 5th place. Do you guys have any questions about these? We're all Android so far, but we are about to enter the world of Apple.
They're Android.
Okay, I know.
I have a
They're no
question.
Vision Pro.
Like comparing the Razer and the Pixel, which is worse in terms of performance?
It's a good question. On paper, I don't know. I would say they feel similar in my use. Neither of them feel like high-end phones. They feel just like sufficient.
Okay.
If that
And
makes
I
sense.
checked, it's not the G10, it's the G5.
G5. Well, the G10 will be great. But we got a few years. Okay.
G4? Wait. G5. Yeah.
G5. Okay.
G26, of course.
So that brings us to top 4, just off the podium. We have the iPhone 16e, which is Apple's new affordable iPhone. It's still $600 US, which is a decent amount. But what I like about this is it's very, very solid all around. It has the latest, well, not anymore, but at the time it had the latest processor. Has a really nice design. I like the design quite a bit. It's very iPhone 14, but that's fine. Feels really good. The single camera looks great. It's a very, very small camera bump. Maybe the smallest camera bump we've had since the iPhone 6S. I don't know. For quite a while, though.
The 10R? Was a
Maybe
small
the
one?
10R. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, that was a single camera as well. But
Yeah.
it's very, very minor. Like, you can just place this on a surface and it doesn't really rock, which is great. The battery life is outstanding. It's iPhone 17 Pro-esque in battery life, which is awesome. I love it when the cheap phones have good battery life because I don't like it when you're punished that way if you don't care about phones that much or if you just can't buy the most expensive one. But the downsides of this are the single camera on the back. It's a 48 megapixel that bends down and everything, but it's not as good as what you'd get from the other phones. And the 60 hertz screen is old news. We don't like those. So that's just off the podium. So we have 3 phones left, and now we are entering, as you might expect, the premium territory. So which will be number 3? The iPhone Air.
Ah,
Oh.
how dare you, sir? How dare you?
So
Also, when did you get an iPhone Air?
I got it when I wanted to do some battery tests, and I like it. It's a really nice phone if you don't care about battery or cameras.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I'm using this.
Yeah, it's
The Pro Max.
super, super cool. Like, obviously, the cool thing about this is the design. It's the entire reason for it to exist. Outside of the design, there is no reason for a human to buy this phone. It is super thin and super light. The lightness is actually the thing that I really enjoy. And after using this for a few days and going back to the Pro, it does feel like I picked up the iPhone 17 Pro and it felt like, do you remember when Energizer made a phone and it was like a 10,000 milliamp hour battery and was like genuinely like an inch thick?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
No.
That's
Yeah.
what
Not at
that's
all.
what the iPhone 17 Pro felt like after a couple days of using this. Like it genuinely felt like, oh my God, this is heavy. This is thick.
This thing feels like a brick. I've got the Pro
Yeah.
Max, and it feels like I'm holding a brick. When I go back to the Air, I'm like, this thing feels like nothing. Then I pick up this guy, and I'm like, this is a brick.
Yeah.
But it's the brick I love.
So So I mean, it feels incredible in the hand, and the weight is great. The thinness is great. I also like the screen size. 6.5 is right between the Pro and the Pro Max, which for me is really, really nice. I think the Pro Max is too big, but the Pro is maybe a tiny bit too small. So this is a great Goldilocks zone for me. It's really, really nice, but the downsides are rough. The battery life is actually okay, but it's not great. One camera that doesn't have any of the RAW or ProRes features is a bummer. You can use third-party apps to get RAW photos, but they will always be 12 megapixels. You can't do 48 megapixel RAWs on this, which is also annoying. And the actual worst thing about this is the speaker. Not the speakers, the speaker.
Yeah.
Most phones have the earpiece speaker, which is the usually lower quality, little quieter speaker, and there's the bottom speaker that's louder and does most of the heavy lifting, especially when your phone's in portrait mode. There's no bottom speaker on this, so you only get the tinny, less loud, lower quality top speaker, and it's rough. It is rough. If you are used to any phone in the last 5 years, it's pretty rough. So I don't like that, but yeah. If this had the cameras and a second speaker, I would use this immediately. I would take the battery life hit because the thinness is very cool. But yeah, it's my number 3 of the year.
Yeah. The biggest reason I bounced off of it was the lack of being able to shoot traditional RAW photos. Like you said, you can use third-party apps, but they are at 12 megapixels. That was the number one reason I jumped off of it. And then, like I mentioned a couple episodes ago, it did not do well with TravelLink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that leaves 2 phones, the big hitters of the year. Which one is the winner? Which one is number 2?
If you don't say the 17 Pro is the winner, I'm hanging up on you.
Well, you
The
better
other
find
one
that hang up
being-
button, because number 2 is the iPhone 17 Pro.
What?
Oh.
This phone is awesome. I love this phone. It is so cool. It feels so nice in the hand. It looks really nice. It is, by every measure that is important, the best phone of the year. However, it doesn't get my heart. My heart goes with the Galaxy. So I'll just be very quick on this one because I think we've talked about it recently. The design is cool. The cameras are awesome. Love it. The lame part about this is just the weight. That's really it. It is a damn near perfect phone. I don't know if I can say that.
You just did.
So really love this phone, but I don't know why, and I don't understand myself, but I keep using and picking up the Galaxy S25 Ultra, even though it's Android, even though it's Android apps, even though it has these iPhone 12, 13, 14 hard edges that I don't like. I just like this phone. It's so cool. I like it so much. It is extreme everything. It is the most of everything you can get. It is the best screen possible. It is the most performance possible. It has a pen. How many iPhones have a stylus? That is obviously the greatest feature of a phone. Whoop. It comes out. You can draw. It may show up again in this episode even. High-speed charging. Has a physical SIM slot, so you can still do that. Has this 3-camera array. That is very, very good. I think actually quite good. I've taken some photos for my Apple Watch review. I used these photos over the iPhone ones in some cases. They just looked a little nicer. So really great cameras. I love this phone. It's won me over this year. So iMessage will keep me using my iPhone for sure, and some of the other apps. But I love this. Ooh, and Samsung software. I like it better than Google's for Android. It is, it's very good. It's very good. It's simple by default, but you can easily go in and add complexity and add customization if you want. And yeah, it's won me over. I like it a lot. So it is currently, unless someone releases a November or December phone that really blows me away, I think it's my phone of the year.
What do you do when you use it? Like, what do you do with it?
Wish there was apps on it.
I mean, well, okay. So if we look at like my home screen right now, I listen to podcasts on it. I browse the web. I look at my photos. I read Readwise, read later things, listen to audiobooks, YouTube, social media. Yeah, second page has more social media stuff. I play, all my daily games are there. It's basically all the things that I do on my iPhone. Just not always with my favorite apps, but a lot of them are still there.
Okay.
And that's what's weird, is the apps are better on the iPhone, undeniably. My whole life exists in Apple's ecosystem. Everything's easier. But I love I don't know. I can't explain how I feel. I've done my best, but
You know what would probably make the 17 Pro your favorite phone of the year, even better than the Samsung one, is if you would have kept your Cosmic Orange one, because Cosmic Orange is perfect. By the way, you cannot tell me Cosmic Orange is not the same color as your shirt right now, by the way.
It's so not. What?
It is according to Vision Pro.
I mean, you've got a bean on your eyes, so you can't see properly, I'm guessing.
That's okay. My girlfriend's optometrist, ophthalmologist, whatever. She can fix it.
Is the Vision Pro P3 rated?
It has OLED. It has the mini OLED screens, so sure, why not?
Sure. Okay.
Sure, absolutely. And it definitely has nothing to do with me having a video call on my Mac and then mirroring the Mac's display to the Vision Pro. It definitely has nothing to do with that at all.
No colors lost.
Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
all right.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
that is it for me. I wanted to talk about all these phones.
Interesting podium.
Oh, now it's showing the eyes.
No.
Sorry. It did for a second. I don't know why it did for a second.
Oh, what? It's blinking. What is it doing?
Anyway, sorry. The Vision Pro's doing something, and I don't know why.
It's a very critical UI element of the Vision Pro that lets other people know exactly what's going on in your headset.
That's so weird.
They could definitely not get rid of it and lose nothing. That would be crazy.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, that was interesting, Matt. You guys ready to move on? I got something for you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You do now.
I have two things. For you.
Okay.
Well, first off, reviews came out a couple of days ago. By the time you're listening to this, or by the time this is released, I mean, you can listen to this whenever you want. But I have the M5 iPad Pro, and if you can't tell, I have the M5 Vision Pro.
I mean, it was plainly obvious from the outside. That's a completely different product.
It is completely redesigned. Completely redesigned from the ground up. No, it is not. Well, the strap is, but we'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about the M5 chip. So the M5 chip has 153 gigabits per second memory bandwidth. Niléane is holding up her lamp that she fashioned into something, and I have no idea what.
It's a tree.
Okay. Alrighty. We are having like a full ADHD episode. I love it. So memory bandwidth is faster. That's nice. That's going to help with like running local AI models, moving stuff into memory, multitasking on the iPad. That should help with that. Apple claims that it has 2 times faster read and write speeds over the M4. I don't really have a good way of testing that with the devices I have here, so I'm kind of having to take their word for that. But that can be a pretty big deal as far as, SSD speeds and things like that. So that's kind of the M5 chip in its own. Like, there's a bunch of, it focuses on a lot of GPU power, running a lot of local AI stuff. There's not really great ways of doing that on the iPad. I've found a couple of things, but... if you're going to run local AI models, that's probably something you're going to do on a Mac. You're not going to really want to do that on an iPad. But there are a couple of ways of doing it that I've talked about in a video. As far as the M5 chip goes, do you guys have any questions on that?
Do you have anything you expect to get out of it over your M4? I know, like you're doing some video editing and like some higher end tasks. Like outside of the storage and memory speed, like is the raw performance something you're looking forward to?
Yeah. So from the testing that I've done, it's a little bit faster than the M4, but it's not significantly faster than the M4. So like if you have the M4 iPad Pro, you're not going to get massive leaps and bounds out of the M5 iPad Pro unless you're just doing like local AI stuff. Like even video editing stuff isn't that much faster. Like even Apple released stats where they were like, the M5 chip is 6 times better at video transcode speeds over the M1. Compared to the M4, it's only 1.2 times faster. So like you're not going to, like, for my workflow, I'm not going to get a lot more out of the M5 chip. There's a little bit more to get out of it, but this is very much like, so iPad Pro updates come in a TikTok cycle. We can go back to the original iPad Pro, which obviously that was a big deal. That's the new one. But the one that came after that was a pretty minor update. It was the first Apple device to have ProMotion, but beyond that, it just had a chip bump and ProMotion. Like there really wasn't anything significant. Then there was the 2018 iPads, which that was the big redesign. Then there was the 2020 ones, which really wasn't that big of a deal. Like it was just smaller. Like I think it was like an extra GPU core and like one other minor thing. Vision Pro's acting up. Okay, there we go. And then there was the M1 iPad Pros, which that was a big deal. That had the mini LED display and all that stuff. Then there was the M2, which wasn't, M4 big, M5 kind of minor updates. So this is kind of like what I normally expect from an iPad Pro update in the talk cycle. If the big one's the tick and this is the talk, that's kind of what this is exactly what I expected. I really wasn't expecting anything huge. This isn't the iPad Pro for people that bought an M4 one. This is the iPad Pro for people that have like an M1 iPad Pro or even older than that.
I don't even know what I would want from like what would a huge iPad Pro update be at this point? It's so thin. Like
bigger screen could be a thing, accessories, but that's the thing. Like the iPad Pro is kind of reaching where like the MacBooks are, whereas like beyond doing a redesign hardware-wise, other than just getting faster, there really isn't anything more you can necessarily add. I mean, for me, I have a laundry list of things, but I don't know if Apple would do them. I would love to have a second Thunderbolt port, an SD card port. I would love to have like a Magic Keyboard that had a battery built into it. Like, you know, give me extra battery there. Give me extra ports. Give me extra, stuff like that. Bigger screen, foldable. There is stuff I want, but like a traditional iPad as it is today, without getting into a crazy redesign, there's not a lot left to add. There's a lot to do on the software side, which they did a lot earlier this year already. And I'm hoping they will continue that. But overall, like the iPad itself is as we know the iPad today, it is kind of feature complete on the hardware side. But there's definitely areas that they can go that would be a little more a little different.
Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So iteration until there's a really big thing. Yeah, a folding one, for example, would be notable.
Yeah, exactly. Like I would love a foldable iPad Pro. Yes, please. Like absolutely. But there is a few other things the iPad Pro got besides the M5 chip. So it now has the C1X and the N1 chip that the iPhone Air and the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max got. So this means for the first time, the iPad Pro has Wi-Fi 7, which is great for game streaming. I did a little bit of testing for that, and it handled it great. Has Bluetooth 6 and Thread built into it, and it also has the new Apple cellular modem, which they said is about 30% more power efficient, which is a good note. I've always had cellular iPad Pros. I think only one of them wasn't cellular, and I instantly regretted not getting the cellular version. So making that a little more power efficient, 2 thumbs up for me there.
Yeah, that's what I found with the iPhone Air when I did my battery tests, is that the cellular was shockingly good, like much better. It made it keep up with the other devices more than you'd expect.
Yeah, Apple did a great job with their cellular modems. I think everyone was not expecting them to be as good as they were. I know, like when the 16E came out, everyone was like, okay, the big gotcha of this device is going to be Apple's cellular modem, and turns out there really is nothing wrong with it. So, the base tier iPad Pros, so the 256 and 512 gig models now come with 12 gigs of RAM as opposed to 8 gigs of RAM, which great, fantastic. The bummer part is the 1 and 2 terabyte models still just come with 16 gigs of RAM, which is a lot, but I would have loved to have seen like 20 or 24. Like now, because we know the M5 chip can go up to that thanks to the MacBook Pro. And the M4 chip could do that as well, if I remember right.
Yeah, the M4 Pro comes with 24 baseline.
I think just the regular M4 does. Like you can get the M4 could be bumped up to 24 if I remember correctly. So that would have been nice to have on those higher, because especially considering like the 2 terabyte iPad Pro is over $2,000, and that's the one I always get because
you could pay more for more RAM, I suppose.
Well,
you wouldn't get it for free.
And here's the other thing: is there is now a 4 terabyte option on the M5 MacBook Pro. Why isn't there a 4 terabyte option on the iPad Pro? Like, give me a 4 terabyte iPad Pro. I would buy it.
They'd have to have an SSD bump on the back of the iPad. It's too thin.
Nah, it'd be fine. It'd work out. But for that one, put in 24 gigs of RAM. Whatever. But this thing, and this is the thing I think Matt will appreciate the most, is external display support on the M5 iPad Pro now supports 120 hertz, but it tops out at 4K resolution. So you can't have a 5K or a 6K monitor running at 120 hertz. It's 4K or lower, 120 hertz, but it can still support up to 6K at 60 hertz. So Studio Display and Pro Display XDR, obviously those are 60 hertz monitors, but that's what it's going to run at anyways because they're 5K and 6K. I thought when this was originally announced, because I didn't see that bit in the press release, I got this later on, I thought this was like Apple's like the clear indication, new monitors are definitely coming and they're going to be 120 hertz monitors. But I'm like, well, if they only support 120 hertz up to 4K, that would have to be quote unquote Retina by Apple standards. That would top out at 24 inches, and I don't think they're going to make a 24 inch monitor in 2025, 2026, because that's kind of small.
It is weird. It's a feature for a product that Apple doesn't make.
Exactly. I know. I was debating. I was like, well, should I buy a monitor? And then I started looking at like, okay, well, if I'm going to buy a monitor, obviously I'm going to max out the specs, so I need 4K. If I'm going to buy a third-party monitor, I'm definitely buying an OLED one. And I started looking at that. I was like, I don't want to spend $1,000 on this just because I know I'm going to end up right back at the Studio Display because I want the proper Retina.
Yeah. It's nice, though. As someone with a 240 hertz monitor, it is rough using the iPad and have it only output at 60 hertz.
Well, now you can get an M5 iPad Pro and run it at 120 hertz.
We'll see.
But the biggest... Oh, sorry, Niléane, did you have something you want to say?
I just want to say it's weird because why only now? I mean, my M2 machine, a MacBook, it turns out, can power like 120 hertz displays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is with the iPad hardware that has limited this to until the M5?
I asked, but I have not got an answer yet. So if I get an answer, I will get back to you.
Yeah,
you know what my answer might be?
What's that?
Yeah, iPad OS is scuffed. Like there's
Chris
like
is really he's looking at using Vision OS's eye tracking to like look at the sign out.
Where's
button.
my Cyclops laser button? Right here. Okay.
There's like some really big software overhead on the iPad that like there's a performance cap maybe somewhere.
I kind of expect iPad OS 27 to be the one that addresses a lot of the external monitor stuff, like clamshell mode and things like that, because I think like this last year was all about getting multitasking to a good baseline, and now they can iterate on top of that. It's kind of what I expect. We'll see if that's what happens, but that's kind of what I'm kind of hoping for, at least. One last thing on the iPad. I have to run, so on this guy right now, I'm having to run iPadOS 26.0.1 because that's what supports the M5 iPad Pro. iPadOS 26.1, which is what brought back slide over, the current beta doesn't support this iPad just yet, so I've been having to live without slide over again, and oh boy, do I miss it. I miss the new iteration of slide over that works with the windowing mode, because that's actually been really handy for like pinning documents, pinning music, pinning like different things on the screen. That's been really nice. So I'll be happy when Apple adds this iPad back into the beta.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the iPad. Any questions on that before we move on to Vision Pro? All right, Vision Pro it is. Okay, all right. So I have the new Vision Pro. I've been wearing it this whole time, guys. This whole episode, I've been wearing the new Vision Pro. I bet you guys couldn't even tell.
It's what so the stealthy. Bean is. Okay.
It's so stealthy. Yeah, you thought I was just wearing ski goggles. No, so this is the new Vision Pro. This has the M5 chip in it. So it has all the stuff that I talked about there. It feels faster for really specific stuff. So like I had to set up a new persona with this, and I always put off doing the personas on the M2 one because they took forever to do. This one was really fast. Like I did the scanning and I put it back on, and there was still a little bit of like processing it had to do to get the persona ready. But once it got it ready, or once I put it back on, like the progress bar just zipped past. Like it was actually really fast. It's still Vision OS, so there's not a lot I can do to push it, which is unfortunate because I actually really enjoy using the Vision Pro. But there's just a lot of software that I need that just isn't here right now, and that's the big bummer. The really nice thing that I got with this is the new dual knit band. So I'm going to take my headphones off for a second so you can see it. For video people, I will not be able to hear you two. If you talk, just give me a minute and I'll finish the rant. But what you can see here is on this side,
talk over him.
There is just one.
Surely we should not talk over him.
There is just one knob thing. So let me put my headphones back on.
He's doing great. He's doing a wonderful job.
Wrong way.
Wrong way. Okay. No. Oh, he's all twisted up.
He looks so weird.
This went really poorly.
This is going well.
Yeah, we totally listened to you.
We definitely didn't talk over you the entire time.
Yeah, that's okay. I get final edit of the show, so it doesn't really matter. Honestly, I could just turn this whole show into the Chris show and be like, yeah, Matt, that was a great conversation. And everybody be like, wait, who's Matt? Nobody else said anything. Okay, so there's one knob on the side to adjust both bands, and this is genius. I love this. I love that they didn't do two knobs because I would never remember which one did which. So the way this works is in its normal position, it adjusts the back head strap. When you pull it out, it then adjusts the top head strap. So so they're not the same tight width adjustment. You adjust them separately, which I think is a really good thing. I'm all tangled up in here. That was not a good idea. Okay. I think it's better now. The dual knit strap is really comfortable. It reminds me a lot of, well, I brought it to the show a while ago, but I got one of those at Sea. Oh my gosh, what happened to my window? You guys, where'd you go? Hang on. I lost you. I have no idea where you went. I lost all my windows. Where did Vision? I lost everything. Where'd you go?
We still see you.
There you go. Okay.
So
as long as you still see me, then we didn't lose the recording.
So the M5 chip hasn't fixed everything, right?
Apparently not. I lost the Mac Virtual Display window, but then it came back. So I have no idea what happened there. So the dual knit band is nice. It's comfortable. It's a lot like that Etsy one thing that I got that a lot of other people got where you would use 2 solo knit bands. So you would get a second solo knit band to go over the top of your head. It's just like that, but less finicky because you only have one adjustment thing. But the nice thing is they didn't limit this just to the M5 one, which Apple, I could have seen them doing that. What they did is you can, for your M2 Vision Pros, you can buy this separately. It's $100, which is the same price as the solo knit band. So they didn't charge a bunch of extra more money. So that's kind of nice. So honestly, if you have an M2 Vision Pro and you use it, this is a decent upgrade. Now, it does technically make the Vision Pro heavier, which is like the big thing everyone said the next version really doesn't, it should be lighter. It does make it heavier, but because you have the 2 bands, it's more comfortable to wear for a longer period of time. I mean, I've been wearing it for almost an hour now, actually longer than that, and it's been fine. So I like this. And then the last thing is it now goes up to 120 hertz refresh rate. Before it was somewhere between like 90 and 100, depending on performance and what you were doing and stuff like that. It is a little noticeably smoother. Like it's a little bit more smoother, but like it's not like you're going from 60 hertz to 120 hertz. So that is nice. And then the last thing I have to say on it is the Mac Virtual Display is a lot smoother. I've been watching you guys on it this whole time. I bet you guys didn't know that. I've been watching this whole time, and it's actually been really smooth video playback for both of you and myself. It literally just looks like I'm just looking at a Mac monitor. It does a really good job of that.
Nice. Yeah, the display is the thing I'm most interested in, because the old one, not the old, they have the exact same hardware as far as I can tell.
Yes.
So it's the same 23 million pixels total displays they have. The old one did 90, 96, and 100 hertz. It was not like a full variable refresh from like 1 to 100 or whatever. It's just those 3 refresh rates that it would change. Now there's 120 added onto the mix, and they also. And I don't know if you've asked them, but if I had access to Apple PR, the one question I had about this product is what do they mean by 10% more pixels? Because they say you get 10% more pixels, and the internet is trying to figure it out. There's 2 camps. Either the foveated rendering has a wider cone of stuff in focus, or just the entire image is just a higher resolution by a tiny little amount. Or maybe it's some combination of the 2. Maybe it's indistinguishable in a weird computer like this. But did you find anything else out about the 10% extra pixels?
Yes, this means the Vision Pro, now the M5 one, runs at a higher resolution. So everything's just a little bit sharper.
Okay. Well, that's great.
Yeah. So that's the M5 Vision Pro. It's not something I would run out and buy since I already own the M2 Vision Pro. And as far as I can tell, it's not really enabling anything more software-wise. It's not really enabling me as a user to do anything more. There's a few nice quality of life improvements. So it's more like if you're interested in getting a Vision Pro and you wanted to go out and buy one, now you're just going to get one that's a little bit nicer.
Yeah. And if you have one already, you can trade in and get a good deal to get the new one.
I wish.
Right?
You cannot.
Right?
Which I don't understand that. I do not. Apple is not offering a trade-in thing. A lot of companies that do like Apple trade-in products, they don't want them. There's not really a good way to trade in an M2 Vision Pro at all.
That's rough.
I mean, if you want to sell it privately, you probably could, but then you got to go through the whole thing of telling the people, okay, now you got to go to Apple and get a fit. Like, you got to see what actually works because my stuff may not fit you and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, if I was in the market to sell my M2 Vision Pro, I wouldn't know how to do it. I really wouldn't, which is insane, considering how much money that thing was and how much of a loyal Apple fan you kind of needed to be to buy one. That's wild.
It's a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
You'd still probably owe like $1,500 to $2,000 to buy one of these, even with the trade.
Joke's on you, I paid cash. Oh, no, I know what you mean. I see what you mean.
After trade-in,
yeah. It would be a very rough trade-in as far as getting money back, like percentage money back, but...
Yeah. All right, well, I'll keep my M2 one.
Yeah, I think, honestly, if you have the M2 one, maybe look at getting the dual knit band. That might be a good upgrade. $100, and it makes it a lot more comfortable to wear. So, yeah. All right. You all ready to move into the challenge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was my challenge, and I wanted you guys to make something creative with your iPhone. And Niléane, since I stole your topic this week, would you like to go first?
Okay, sure. What I did was in the realm of photography. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Um, Photos are creative, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I don't know if I talked about this app before. I feel like I did, but it's all right. It's an app that I really like. It's called Dazcam on the iPhone. This is a camera app, so you take pictures with it, but it's got a bunch of simulation for old school cameras, like film cameras and stuff. And those filters, simulated filters, they are really nice. Some of them, like, they are really convincing, and even if not convincing, they are fun. They are very, very fun. I have, so because this is a challenge, we have to provide a deliverable. So here are my deliverables. I have put in the document five links to 5 photos that some of them, I don't remember which, sorry. Some of them I took directly with the app, and some of them I took beforehand, earlier, and I just have opened them with the app. So the app allows you to do that. So photo one, the number one, is by the way, they're all using the Insta-C. It's called that, like that in the app. Insta-C preset filter.
Okay.
Yeah. So the number one is a nice pedestrian bridge in Lyon, because I was on a riverboat recently in Lyon with a girlfriend, and that was really nice. We had some really nice views, and you can see, like, it's very grainy, very low res, and the highlights are really blown out. I think it looks really nice. I like it. Number two is, I think the first three are very similar. Yeah, it's another shot of a pedestrian bridge in Lyon, France. Number three is a photo of me. Just a nice photo of me standing in front of the river Saône. Yeah, that's the river Saône in Lyon. There are 2 rivers in Lyon, by the way. And number four is another photo on the river Saône, this time on the riverboat, but under one of those pedestrian bridges. And you can see like the famous basilica on top of the hill in Lyon, the Basilique de Fourvière. And number five is a photo of my kitty. This one is really nice because it looks very neon-y blue, very blue, very neon-y, because it was taken on the couch. She was cuddled like that on the couch at night. And at night in the living room, we have blue lighting when we're watching TV, specifically. And yeah, it turned out like that. I really liked it. And you can see the latest one. It has like a date stamp, like you could get um, on all the disposable cameras and
yeah.
such. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. This is my deliverable to the challenge.
Nice. I like this. I love a good photography submission. Yeah, this is great. I like this. I really like the one of you, and I really like the bridges and stuff. Like, these are really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, they look very authentic. I concur with the review.
Nice. Matt, what did you do for the challenge?
Okay, so I know you like good photo challenges. I hope you like okay photo challenges, because what I did.
Okay.
So there should be a link in our doc.
Huh.
I was out of town this weekend on a family trip, and and my father-in-law has these, like, I don't even know what they're for. they're intense sunglasses that really they wrap around like they block everything out. So he had those put on, and then he was kind of staring out at the water and started walking back and was like, do I look cool in these or something like that? And we're like, yes, you look super cool. And so I snapped a picture of him walking by, and then I got to work. So I snapped the photo with the normal camera app on the iPhone. I was shooting in RAW because it was a special event, so I was trying to get better photos. Edited it completely in the Photos app for on the iPhone, and then I was like, this could be an album art. This looks like an album cover for his. He's a musician as well. So I cropped it into a square, easy enough. And then I was like, I want to put some text on the top. How do I put some text? And I didn't have any apps that made it easy to do that. And I wanted to have something like handwritten. I wanted to have something custom. I didn't just want like Helvetica up there. So I was like, well, obviously I should write it. But then I was like, this chunky finger isn't going to do. And this is where I broke the rules a little bit.
Yeah,
and this is where the S Pen comes back. So I loaded the photo into Lightroom so that it would show up in Lightroom on the Galaxy phone. Then I exported it to Google Photos because I could not for the life of me, I'm sure there's a way, I couldn't figure out for the life of me how to get a single photo from Apple Photos to Google Photos on my iPhone. You can sync the libraries, but I couldn't figure out how to do one photo. I'm sure there's a way. But anyway, so I got it into the Gallery app, the Samsung Gallery app, which has full S Pen support. And then, as you can see, obviously, I just wrote a random title for the album that this would be for. Yeah, that's it. And then I exported it from there. I downloaded it again to my iPhone so that the final step was on the iPhone. And then I just uploaded it to my file share FTP. And here it is. We're all looking at it, and we all love it.
Nice.
It was a lot of steps. That's what I will say.
Let me take a look here. What does the challenge say? Make something creative with your iPhone. Oh.
I did use the iPhone.
Okay.
It doesn't. The rules, the words don't say
with
only
your
your iPhone.
Or your iPhone and other devices. No, it doesn't say anything.
I agree with Matt.
Or other devices.
I agree with Matt. I'm Team Matt. It doesn't say exclusively with your iPhone.
Well, that's going to make my challenge submission make me really mad. Alrighty. So I made a short completely with my iPhone. So the morning of the announcement of the M5 chip, iPad, Vision Pro, MacBook Pro, I made it like kind of like a really summary short. I filmed the whole thing on my iPhone. I used the Final Cut Pro camera app, which is a great app. You can shoot the new Log 2, the new iPhone Log 2, but unlike the regular camera app, you can shoot in H.265. So, because I'm uploading to YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, those videos are going to get compressed anyways. I don't need ProRes RAW. There. I want H.265, so the file sizes are smaller, but I want log so I can color grade everything and make it look nice, so that you can do that in the Final Cut Pro camera app. Great app. Love that app. My only feature wish list that I would get is something that the camera app has, which is on the watch. You can preview what your camera sees from your watch, from the watch app, or from the camera app on the watch. You can preview what the camera sees on your iPhone. The Final Cut Pro for camera doesn't have anything like that because it's not really meant for like a solo person like that. Like I kind of get why they don't have it, but I wish they would add it. It would make my life a lot easier because when I film myself, I will still use the camera app sometimes, but that means everything is captured in ProRes because I'm going to use log, and that means the file sizes are just massive. So went through, captured the whole thing, didn't have a problem at all. Like it worked out fine. And then I was like, okay, how am I going to edit this on the iPhone? Because I followed the challenge and was going to stay completely on my iPhone. I was like, well, there is no Final Cut Pro for iPhone. Like, that's out. iMovie, I don't even think still doesn't support vertical video, let alone it's only one track. Like, I wasn't going to mess with it. I was like, oh, there's clips. Oh, wait, they discontinued clips. Probably don't want to use something like that. So I was like, oh, I know it just came out. Adobe Premiere Pro for the iPhone. So I was like, okay, cool. So I loaded it up in there, chopped up my video, or color graded my video, did audio leveling, chopped it up, was great. Played back perfectly. Played it back in the app, exported it, uploaded it to YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And a couple hours later, I was getting comments about, hey, why is this choppy? I didn't play it back after I exported it, and something happened with the export in Adobe Premiere Pro that made it choppy, and it was like hours later that I even noticed it because I was busy doing other stuff. So Adobe Premiere Pro for the iPhone is going in the same bin as LumaFusion as far as apps I will never, ever, 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 ever edit video in again. So, yeah. I was not a happy camper. Why is there no Final Cut Pro for the iPhone? Why hasn't Apple made... Like, Clips came out at this really weird time where, like, it was right before vertical video took off, so, like, it really wasn't built for that. It's kind of built for, like, square video.
Yeah, it was built for, like Instagram at the time.
Yeah, it was...
Before TikTok.
Before, like, TikTok was a thing, before, like, video stories were really a thing, like, it came out before that. Why has Apple not made Final Cut Pro for the iPhone and like made it specifically designed for vertical video? Like that would make so much sense there. Because right now there's not a good vertical video editor. I guess there's CapCut, but I hate CapCut.
There's the edits. Is that the name? Edits.
Yeah, edits is decent if you're not trying to be a little too creative. I want a pro level video editing app or pro-ish level video editing app like Final Cut where I can have multiple layers and stuff like that. And edits is fine. It's okay, but it wasn't exactly what I was going for.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I did. The
So
video,
you took
if
it down, the show.
No, it's still up. It's still up. It was
okay.
up for hours. I was like, yeah, whatever. It's too late now. The audio was fine. It was just the video that was choppy, like, for some reason. But the audio was fine. So I was like, okay, the audio is the main part of this. I'll just leave it. It's fine.
Okay.
So it's on the channel if you want to go look, or Instagram or TikTok. Yes, I'm on TikTok now.
Good
I got
for
a
you.
talking to.
Ooh.
I got a talking to, and I was like, okay.
You're doing challenges on TikTok?
What are... No, God. And no, I'm not doing dances either.
Oh, no, you got to start at the beginning. You need to start with, like, Ice Bucket Challenge and then kind
Yeah.
of go on from there.
Yeah. And then all the trends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. No, I will not be doing that. No, it's basically the same shorts that I make on YouTube and Instagram get uploaded there, but I just realized there's another audience and blah, 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 blah. All right. That was a decent
Okay.
challenge. It was okay.
So I
But
win
Matt,
then.
you have... Huh? I'm sorry?
So I win then.
I don't know. I feel like I did more, you know.
I used the most devices. I think I should win.
No. Matt, we have like a rule that you're not allowed to win challenges.
Oh, yeah, and I make sure
yeah.
that never happens.
Yeah.
As
All
soo-
right, Matt.
Yeah, as soon as I was like, you know what I need to do? They're going to hate me. I'm going to lose. But I'm doing it.
Yep. All right. Matt, it is your turn to issue a challenge. What do you got for us?
Okay, so I just wanted to say, this is episode 72.
Yes.
It is becoming harder to think of challenges.
It is. It really is.
It is tricky. So, yeah, if you have challenge ideas, we mentioned the feedback form already. We would love to have them. But I shouldn't have said that before I gave the challenge because you're going to think it's lame. It's not lame. It's super cool.
Okay.
My challenge this week is pretty wide open. I'd like you to do something interesting with the local AI models.
Ooh, okay.
What
Which
do
I
you
guess, Chris, you
mean?
have multiple products that are explicitly advertised as doing these better.
That's true. Now, as far as local AI models, would you count the local AI action, the use model action in shortcuts that uses the local AI? Would you count
Sure.
that as for this? Okay, cool. All right.
The only restriction is it must work if your device is in airplane mode. So
Okay.
that's
All right.
it.
I'm good with that. Niléane doesn't seem too happy.
She seems thrilled.
She has a rain cloud over her head.
That's
Rain
clearing
clouds
up.
keep falling
I
on
don't
my
even
head.
know how that works. Like, what? What is this?
That's
Does
the
it?
challenge.
Is that good if I just use Apple Intelligence? Like,
Well, it's got
I
to
don't
be
know if
the
it's going to
local
win,
model.
but it would work.
Okay. Okay, I'll write this down. This is my submission for next week. Like, what do you want me to install? Install local model? I don't have the storage for this. I need my place for my music. I've
There's
got
small models. There's really small
I've
models.
got
I just
hundreds of
installed like
gigs of music on my phone.
I just installed like a 2 gig model. Like they're small models. All right, I like this. All right, well that just brings us
We
to the
all
end of
like
the
it.
show.
That's good.
I have ideas. All right, so that brings us to the end of the show, but I have an end of the show question for the two of you. This was submitted via the feedback form. Please send in your questions. We'd love to ask them. If you got anything you want to know about us, we'd love to talk. I love to talk about myself if you haven't noticed already. So we got a question. What's your favorite thing to snack on while you watch TV?
Okay, so depends on what I'm watching. If it's the morning show, on Apple TV, Plus, not Plus, the show that was really good in season 1 that it got really bad, and it's so bad that I want to keep watching until the end to see how bad it gets. That show,
Nice.
yes.
Nice.
When I watch that show, it's chips, like not chips, like crisps. Is this how you call them? Yeah, we call them.
No,
chips.
we call them chips. We call them chips.
You call them chips?
We call them potato
Like
chips.
potato chips?
Yeah.
Yeah, we call them chips.
Yeah. Okay. The
That's
thin,
what they're called.
Thin,
The
thin things.
The English people, they don't.
Oh, okay. So it's that. If it's jet lag, then it has to be a full meal. Like, like I need to
Yeah.
eat my full meal in front of jet lag. This is okay.
Okay.
If it's anything else, it will depend. Like it depends on the vibe, the time of the day. I mostly watch things at night. But if it's at night, then if it's late in the night, then it might be a yogurt. Might be, what else could it be? Ice cream, like things like that, sugary stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I was a little worried. You said when it's the morning show, it's this. When it's jet lag, it's this. And I was like, we're going to get 600 things.
I was like, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, whoa.
Every show has its own.
Do you have like a spreadsheet for these? Like,
It's all up there. Yeah.
For me, it's pretty simple. It's one of two things. Just snacking, like end of day snacking stuff. Goldfish crackers, always a winner. Or Nilla wafers, I think, are underrated.
ooh, I like a good vanilla wafer.
I need to Google these. What is that?
I like if it's most of the time when we're watching TV at night, so I like a bowl of ice cream then, or like if I like just sticking my hands in something and pulling stuff out, either like potato chips. Those are good, like like a bag of potato chips, like yeah, something like that. Especially if I have like some hot salsa laying around, like really hot salsa, like yeah, really hot salsa. My dad makes some salsa that is, my mouth is watering thinking about it because it's so hot.
So I just Googled goldfish crackers.
Yep.
What is this? What are you eating?
These
What
are
is
cheddar
this?
crackers shaped like goldfish.
What?
I'm not a big fan of these, by the way. My hot take, they're not very good.
They're
Why
incredible.
are they rainbow? Like,
Oh, there could be a rainbow one. I'm sorry if the pride isn't good for you. That's whatever.
no, I'm not.
As
I'm
we've
not like that.
established,
I'm not woke.
I think we established Matt as like the biggest ally out of all of us, but I don't remember why. I just remember that joke being for something, but like, hey, I got rainbow on my sweatshirt.
And
So,
which
okay.
was the second one? Matt?
Nilla wafers.
How is that? Niléane wafers.
Nilla. Like vanilla,
ILLA.
but just Nilla.
Niléane wafers.
I like these. I had these a lot as a kid.
Okay. Huh. And just like that, plain.
Yeah.
But is there anything inside those biscuits?
Not much.
Okay.
Just biscuit, which means cookie.
I'm
because
so
we're not those
fascinated by
English people.
your
Yeah, they're
foods.
simple. I'm a simple Midwesterner. What do you expect from me?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that just about does it for this episode. Thank you all so much for listening.
Oh, wait. When it's Ted Lasso, it will be like some vanilla ice cream specifically. Like, I don't know why. It's like
Why not
just,
peanut butter? Because
So I'm just I can't eat vanilla ice cream anymore. I have to wait for the new season.
Wow, that's
Oh,
a
wow.
long time to
So
wait.
you really need this reboot to happen.
Yeah, I really need to happen.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that brings us
But
to the
if
end of the
it's
show.
Star Wars,
Okay. I'm about ready to mute Niléane because we got to wrap up.
okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you all so much for listening. If you like the show, please go rate us on Apple Podcasts. It does help out a lot. I know everyone says it, but it actually does really help out. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you to Mac Stories for having us. We're a Mac Stories podcast after all. And have a great day.
Bye.
Bye bye.